What up? I'm sorry, I'm a couple minutes late because I was doing an amazing training with Penny. And if you're not in Penny's group, you don't know who that is, you're not following her. I need you to get your life right, right? Copywriting and sales strategies for magical entrepreneurs. She's the bomb. Anyway, so I still had to leave a little bit early. It kind of killed me. But wanted to jump in here because today we are going to talk about, hey Rachel, hey Sarah. We are going to talk about finding your brand voice. And if that's something that you're like, Psh, I've already got that, cool. Then what I want you to do is just listen along and be able to kind of apply what we're talking about. Hey Emily, my soul sister from another mister. Um, sorry. I'm so excited. I have some amazing people on here. But anyway, if you already feel like you do know that brand voice, right? Then I want you to be going through this and listening and really just kind of evaluating and reflecting and going, okay, I have my brand voice. Wait, is that true? Is that true? Okay, Sarah, you said drop the link so we can get in there. Which link, baby girl? Help me out a little bit. Um, all right, so let's back up just a little bit, right? Because here's the deal. You really need to know first and foremost what your brand voice is, and do you have a brand voice, right? That's super crucial. A couple quick things about branding that I always say. They're my favorite things to say ever. Remember that first and foremost, your brand is not about you. Yeah. So and really what we do is not about us. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Yes, I will drop the link to Penny's group. Yes, thank you. Actually, let me do that now because if I don't do it now, I'm going to forget it. 100% forget it. Give me 1 second, guys. I've got like a million tabs open, so my computer's decided that it doesn't feel like moving very quickly. So that's cool. Here we go. Here we go. Copy and paste. Boom. There is the group or the link for Penny's group, and she is the bomb. Yes, Rachel, totally right. She's amazing, and a good friend of mine too. So anyway, everything that we're doing, right? It's always really not about us. At least if you're in this group, right? Because if you're totally in what you're doing to make money, not saying that makes you a horrible person, just that you're probably not in the right group, and you should get on out. Because I and the people that I surround myself with in my tribe and these magical as fuck entrepreneurs that I talk about all the time, we are definitely about serving. And we're about figuring out how we can utilize our badass superpowers to uniquely serve others and to provide transformations that they're desperately needing and wanting so that we can change the fucking world already. Yeah. And so, hey, Dotson. And so, with all of that, it's like service over sales, right? Whatever we're doing, it shouldn't be about us. It should be about those people that we're wanting to serve. And your brand is no different. Okay. I don't care if your favorite colors are black and pink. I mean, I care because I care about you as a human. But if that doesn't resonate with your audience, then it doesn't matter. What is going to connect with them, right? And so that's always what I just like to remind. Your brand's not about you. It's about the people you want to serve because your brand is how you're going to connect with them. That's how they're going to find you, see you, hear you, and go, holy crap, this person is who I've been looking for. They're in my head. They get me. Please, I'm going to throw money at you so you can solve my problem. Yeah. So, with the brand voice, right? That essentially is just what it sounds like. Not to like dumb it down, but when we have a cohesive brand, we don't just have a cohesive logo or graphic or color palette. That's all part of it, but every single piece of content that we create should have that same vibe and energy and voice and tone around it so that when people read it, right, the goal would be that as if you didn't have your name on it, if you didn't have your logo on it, and they read a piece of content, someone who's followed you, they would instantly know that that's still your content, right? Yeah, you're welcome, Sarah. No problem. And you're welcome, Rachel. Um, that's the idea, though. They need to know it's you just by reading it and go, I am 1,000% sure that Sarah wrote this or that Emily wrote this. This sounds like her, right? And the other piece of that, too, is definitely, you know, when they post something, when you post something and they go, okay, I could literally hear you talking when I read your post. That is a surefire way to know you've nailed your brand voice. Yeah. Um, and the reason that's so important too is because if we don't dial that in, and if we can't say this is my brand voice, then we run the risk of having an inconsistent or not a cohesive message. And when we do that, we confuse people. Now, that's not a conscious response or emotion that they're feeling. They're not going to read your post and go, I'm confused. No, but what is going to happen on a subconscious level is they're going to come down a little bit on their confidence or on their trust because they're not 100% sure what you're doing, what you're selling, who you are, right? And we know that if we want people to invest with us, and give us their money, they had to know, like, and trust us first. Um, Not too terribly long ago, I did a post about, how to have a clear brand voice. And so I do want to go over a couple things there, but then I'm actually going to go over a couple other quick things that you can do just to help clarify this and to make sure that, you are on the right track. So if you want to have a clear brand voice, and that clear voice is the one that goes and pierces straight to your holy grail clients, right? And that's the one that when they read it, they literally think you're speaking to them and only them, or they think that you've just Jedi mind tricked your way into their head and pulled out their thoughts. So, first thing you need to do, right? And this is just about this is more mindset work and more knowledge work, right? Not necessarily the official brand voice work, but you got to know this stuff first. Okay. Be fucking authentic. There has never been a day that I've been in business that I haven't talked about that, referenced it in some way, shape, or form. Okay. You must be authentic and you must stand in that authenticity. In fact, there is, and I'm going to pull this up because I wrote it down so that I would not forget it ever. You're going to hear me working something in to my language a lot more, right? So it's going to become part of my brand voice. And that's the word savage. I want you to be straight up savage. And I want to actually quantify and clarify that. Don't know this about me already. I'm a huge logophile, which is a lover of words. Only a lover of words could come up with a word like logophile to describe a lover of words. But what I also really love is I love getting into the definitions and the meanings, right? Because every definition has like this slightly different connotation. So my favorite definition of the word savage is, and it's when it's applied to animals, which shouldn't be shocking to anyone who knows me because hello, animal obsessor. When we hear the word savage, it has a negative connotation, but via amelioration, I'm taking that word back because really one of the key and root definitions is that it means that when something is savage, particularly if we're describing an animal, it's true to its wild, ferocious nature. It's untamed, right? And again, it's wild. But I love this idea of being true to your wild, ferocious, and untamed nature because that to me paints this beautiful picture of that's who you really are before you tried to fit in a box or put on a filter or whatever, right? So that's what I want you to think of when you think about being authentic. No one else is like you. No one else has your same talents, thoughts, passions, dreams. Nobody. So no one else can have your voice, right? But you have to embrace it and stand in it because that's what's going to set you apart. Now, a little side note, remember, whenever you stand in that and be straight up savage and stand in that authenticity, are you going to lose folks? Yup. Are those your folks? Nope. Deuces. Okay. If you're not losing people, you ain't doing something right. Okay. You can't sell to everyone, right? You can't talk to everyone because then you're talking to no one. Okay. So that's the first thing, right? Be fucking authentic. Be straight up savage. Second thing, you need to know who the hell you're talking to, right? How many of us at some point, or maybe now, have this amazing thing that we do, this amazing offer, and we know we can provide this amazing transformation, but we don't ever actually think about who the fuck it's for, right? And not just entrepreneurs, people that are breathing. Stop it. Stop it, right? No, you need to get down into the nitty gritty of who the fuck you're talking to. Remember this too, another little side note. Niching down is all about hitting the target. Okay. You need to talk to one person, one, not one kind, one person. Give it a name, give them a name. Every single time you create something, content, programs, post, whatever. Does that mean you're not serving other people? No, of course not. But if you're shooting a bow and arrow, which if you haven't, you should, it's really fun. Um, or even if you're shooting anything, if you're shooting a Nerf gun or a real gun or a fucking slingshot, whatever, you always aim for the bullseye. You aim for the center of that bullseye. Do you always hit it? No. Sometimes you hit on the outer rings, right? What happens if you aim for the outer rings? Chances are you're going to hit a fuck ton of nothing. Okay. So talk to that one person and you need to know who they are. You need to know what are their pain points? What are they struggling with? What do they want more than anything right now? Right? Use their words. If you're talking to clients and they're like, oh man, this is so overwhelming. Hello. When you're in your content, are you saying to people, do you feel overwhelmed? Because if you're not, you're missing an opportunity, right? So know who you're talking to and have that really just again, it's perfect crystal clear clarity on who I need you to know exactly who's sitting on the other side of that screen or right in front of you. Yeah. And then to kind of trail off of that, you also need to speak directly to that one person's specific pain points and how you and only you can solve them. Okay. Um, you know how I love side notes. When you're creating content, go back and look through, do a quick little audit of your stuff. And I want you to look at how many times you see the word you versus how many times you see the word I, we, me. I had to do this a while ago and I was like, it always says I and we. You wanted to say you because it's direct, right? You're like, you talking to me? Yes, you right there, talking to you. Okay. Um, and what I also want to point out is even if you know what they really need, if that's not what they're talking about wanting, it doesn't matter, right? Talk to them about what are they Googling? Okay. For example, when I was first doing creative design work, I guarantee you people were looking for a logo. What they need is a brand. But if they're not looking for a brand, I can't sell them a brand. They're looking for a logo. So it becomes about looking for and talking to about what their problem in their words, and then still delivering on what they need, right? That's the beauty right there. Because you addressed what they wanted, but you also gave them what they needed. Okay. Um, but it all boils down to just letting them know that you hear them, you see them, you understand them, and you get them on a legit spiritual level, right? You get them because those are the people that we always end up reaching out to. Um, and always again, remember that you're going to piss some people off when you get savage, not your people. And that's actually beautiful. You want to be turning people away from you because why are you going to waste energy cultivating a relationship with someone that's not in your ideal audience? Let's filter those people out quickly so that what you have in front of you is a group of just laser focused, please give me your magic people that are just dying and dialed in to hear every single word that you have to say, right? Cool. So, a couple things, and I know I keep looking over here. It's my notes, y'all, because I tend to get off on tangents. Kitty, bird, squirrel. Speaking of kitty, there's one. I always get this messed up right over here. So, I'm sorry. I'm having to point the opposite direction. I don't know why I keep trying to do that. See, tangent. So I have to have my notes so I don't get too far crazy. Um, so again, so here's some great ways to actually action steps, things you can do right now to take a look at your brand voice. First and foremost, grab some of your most recent content, right? In addition to looking for and doing a little audit on the I, me, we versus you, yeah, do that. But also get a quick and just kind of go through it. And as you're going through that content, I want you to choose 3 words, 3 emotion. When you read your content, what are the 3 top emotions that pop up for you, right? That's basically describing your current brand voice as it is. Now, when you do this, you got to be real and honest. It doesn't, I'm not, if you're like, but I don't want it to be that. Okay, cool. But is it that? Because if it is, that's what you need to write down, right? Are you trying to be empowering and it's coming across condescending? Are you trying to be confident and it's coming across arrogant? Are you trying to be, I'm trying to think of another good one, like understanding, but maybe it's coming across as unsure? Yeah. So sample your content, get that I, me, we, you, they audit going, and then read that and go, okay, all of this, what top 3 words can I say that all of this, and here's something beautiful too, by the way. If you find that every post is something different, that's super critical to know. Is it ideal? No, but now you know that, right? So I guess actually it's in 3 parts, right? I, me, you, we, they audit. Um, can you identify the same 3 images or words across all your content, right? And if not, then I think the other key piece is to look at when you find a piece of content that it does match it. You're like, this is what I want it to be. Hold on to that because that's what you can then use as a guide for creating the rest of the content, right? So for me, and I did some, and I'm always looking at my 3 brand words, right? That's all because we are people, we grow and evolve. So naturally, our business and our personal brand is going to grow and evolve. For me, those 3 words, oh, sorry, I almost just forgot them for half a second. um, they are, and I love alliteration, right? So if I can get some alliteration in there, it's a huge fucking bonus. They are singular. Oh, wait. I did lose one of my words. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Why did I lose my? Okay, so wow, y'all, I legit just had to go look up my 3rd word. Be real with your people. We're human. Let it happen. Embrace it. All right. My 3 words: singular, savage, and then because I can't follow rules and I always cheat, the 3rd one is not really a word, it's a phrase: straight no chaser. Singular because I want to be singular in who I am as a brand, what I deliver, what I provide. There's no one else like me, and I'm going to serve you like nobody else. Yeah. Savage, we talked about that. And straight no chaser. I'm gonna give it to you like it fucking is. Period. If you don't like it, sorry. I'm here to pat you on the back if I need to, but otherwise, put on your adult pants and let's go, right? So, yeah, going through your content, right? What 3 words are they now? What 3 words do you want it to be? Okay. And then I think the other thing that can be crucial and really helpful, and something that I actually used to do for people, I at one point I was working on business plans and creating and doing some copywriting and some editing. And so one of the things that we did is we would talk about, and I actually do this for my clients as well. When we kind of talked about what our words were, we would always talk about a couple things like either a do and a do not, or an is but is not. And what I mean by that is I love to use the one confident because it's just so easy. If confident is one of your words, then you can say, we are confident, we are not arrogant. And really the idea is it's going to the extreme of that word. Yeah. Um, we are trying to think of another really good one that gives a really good. Okay. I had another one and I'm trying to think of the word the client actually used, but basically it was like they're catalyst, they're not antagonist, right? So it's figuring out, like for me, I'm straight no chaser, but I'm not brutal. I'm not a dick most of the time. Let's be real. You know what I mean? Um, I'm singular. I'm not arrogant and prideful and foolish into thinking I'm the only one out there, right? I'm savage, but I'm also I'm not throwing up every thought and every detail of my life on you because you don't care. And no, right? So getting those three words and talk about it too. Like talk about that word, okay? I am straight no chaser. What does that mean? Like I just told you. So you have like this, you can even do this in a grid if you're super nerdy and OCD, right? You have your words and descriptor, right? Because I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm going to give you the truth. It's not a bakery. I don't sugarcoat shit. And then you can do your do not, or your is, but is not, right? In two separate, like little categories, right? So you've got characteristic, the voice characteristic, the descriptor. Then the next thing is you've got your is or do, and then is not, but do and do not, right? So again, it's like the is it just depends on what works best for you, right? I'm not going to spend too much more time on this. I'm rambling. Sorry, I do that. Is not, I already gave an example of. If I say do and I say I'm straight no chaser, do. I am going to tell you what you need to hear and tell you the truth. I am not going to be apathetic or judgmental or fundamental, right? Those are the things I'm not, do not do's. Yeah, cool. So once you guys have that, then utilize that. Like I said, if it's a chart, if it's a list, if it's just in your head, I recommend it's not just in your head because you're going to forget shit. Look what just happened to me. I spent months revisiting my three words, and it literally took me 3 weeks to make a final decision. And I showed it, just forget one. It's written down. Okay. Use that little chart, look at your brand voice, do those quick brand audits, and then always have that handy because as you continue to progress and evolve, don't be afraid to revisit it. Don't be afraid to make tweaks. Don't be afraid to evolve and to pivot. Don't stick with something just because put that's what's on the chart. Dumb. Is it accurate? Are you now finding that your audience needs a little bit more of this and maybe not so much this? Great. Do it. Do it. Right? Um, Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for these 20-ish minutes. If you have questions, pop them in the chat. If you're watching a replay, hashtag replay, and still pop your questions in the chat. I would love to answer them. And then the last little thing is I definitely want you guys to stay tuned. If you're still here, thank you so much. I've got something huge, like I can't freaking stand it. I can't believe I haven't spilled the beans yet. And I'm not being one of those obnoxious people that's like marketing strategy. No, I really, and Katie, for those of you who don't know who Katie is, she is my right hand, my social media manager, my online business manager, and another really good coach and mentor of mine. Like they're like, you can't like, shh, you can't be telling folk. So I'm not, but I do have a new program that's coming out that I'm going to be launching for the week of Black Friday. And so, if you know that you're feeling a little bit stuck, if you are struggling a little still with dumping imposter syndrome, faux good, right? If you know you have this amazing, wonderful thing to offer and you want to serve people, but you can't quite figure out how to connect and convert those holy grail clients, um, and just basically you're ready to be straight up savage, serve your people like no one else can, and actually make money while doing it. And if that's where you are and you're tired of being stuck and you're ready to move on, I need you to pay attention because what I've got coming for you is going to radically change the trajectory of your business. And I'm super fucking excited about it. So again, questions, pop them in the chat. Otherwise, you guys will be seeing me very, very soon. I will be popping in here. You guys will actually be the first on the social media worlds to hear what that is because I will pop in here on Saturday or Friday. I can't remember which one I set it for. Sorry. It's already been a long, good week, but a long week. But I will be popping in here to announce to you guys first before it goes on the social media worlds. So, anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week. As always, I am here if you need anything. So is the group. Share your wins, share your questions, share whatever. Share your promo. Promote yourself, people. That's what this group is partially for. Yeah. So get yourself out there, get involved, get into this family. And I will talk to you very soon. Love you, mean it. Bye.